This part introduces the procedure for implementing automatic judgment measurement operation of the capacitive touch function using the SNOOZE Mode Sequencer, SMS, on the RL78 G22 and RL78 G23. Following Part 1, Part 2 describes the procedure for creating and tuning the touch interface. Configure the capacitive touch interface using QE for capacitive touch. Open the QE Touch Workflow QE from Runce's Views in E² Studio. Select the project and create a new touch interface configuration. In the Create Configuration of Touch Interfaces window that appears, add the buttons. Double-click each button to assign a name and touch sensor. Once you have completed the layout of all touch interfaces, click Setup Configuration. Click Add Configuration and configure the settings of Low Power Mode, Config 1, and Normal Mode, Config 2. Also, to use automatic judgment measurement with the SMS, set Touch Judgment SMS to Enable. If using the Multiple Electrode Connection MEC function, set MEC to Enable. For the RL78 G23, use these settings. Ensure no errors are displayed, and then click Create to complete the touch interface creation. The configured touch interface layout is displayed in the Tuning panel of the CapTouch Tuning Result QE view. Finally, build the project. This completes the capacitive touch interface creation. Next, configure the debug settings for capacitive touch sensor tuning. Click the arrow next to the debug icon and select Debug Configurations. In the Debug Configurations window, select the Debugger Connection Settings tab and configure the power supply settings to the target board. Here, we are using E2 Lite, and the target board is powered by the emulator. Next, select the Debug Tool Settings tab and set Allow to Access by stopping executing while running option under the Memory section to Yes. Select the Startup tab, check both Set Breakpoint At and Resume, and click Apply. The debug configuration setup is now complete. Next, tune the capacitive touch sensor using QE for capacitive touch. Click Select Connection Method and choose Emulator. In the CapTouch Workflow QE view, click Start Tuning to begin auto-tuning. When the touch sensitivity measurement dialog appears, follow the on-screen instructions and touch the target sensor. While touching the sensor, press any key on the keyboard to confirm the measurement. Once tuning is complete, a dialog will appear displaying the threshold values. Click Continue the tuning process to exit tuning. Output tuned parameter files. In the Output Parameter Files section, check the box labeled Use an External Trigger, and then click the Output Parameter Files button. Confirm that QE-touchconfig.c, QE-touchconfig.h, and QE-touchdefine.h have been added to the Project Explorer window. Finally, build the project. This completes the capacitive touch sensor tuning using QE for capacitive touch. Next, implement the program to scan the touch sensor state. click Show Sample in the CapTouch Workflow (QE) view. Once the sample code appears, click the Output to a File button. Verify that the file QE_touchsample.c has been created and added to your project in the Project Explorer window. Open the capacitive touch project example.c file. Add the code to call the QE touch main function from the main function. Modify the include file comment settings in QE_touchsample.c. For the RL78 G23, keep config int c.h commented out. In QE_touchsample.c, add the initial offset tuning processing for normal mode, config 2. Copy and add the code for config 1 and change the red hatched part to the code for config 2. In QE_touchsample.c, add the external trigger setting for normal mode, config 2 measurement. In QE_touchsample.c, modify the comment settings in the QE SMS init function. For the RL78 G23, leave the ELS/ELR10 setting commented out, and uncomment ELISEL7 and subsequent lines. In QE_touchsample.c, modify the settings in the QE SMS trigger start and QE SMS trigger stop functions. For the RL78 G23, keep the functions that controls the interrupt controller commented out. Finally, build the project. This completes the procedure for developing a low-power capacitive touch application utilizing automatic judgment measurement with the SMS. For more information, please refer to the application note.